Why play Cleric in D&D 5e? Well, you are a great support healer, you are a great support buffer, and you are a shockingly good damage dealer. We are a fun balance between being a caster and a martial, so you get the best of both worlds. We have fantastic AC and great wisdom saves, so our defenses for a full caster are phenomenal. And we come with extremely forgiving decision making, so it's great for new players. However, we are limited to medium to short range. And while we're really strong in the mid game, we are outscaled by other casters in the late game. Dex saves and constitution saves also can be a problem for us. Really quickly, dex saves can whittle us down. Constitution saves because we're a frontline concentration caster. So if we're losing our concentration saves, we're losing a lot of our effectiveness. As for our signature abilities, they all revolve around our god. We have the ability to channel divinity. We can use this to either get a spell slot back or to turn the undead, which leads into our next signature ability, which is we are anti-undead. And then finally, we have divine intervention. We ask our god to help us out, and there's a good chance it's not going to work until we hit 20th level where it's guaranteed to work. When it comes to our stats, wisdom is always king, constitution is our secondary, and then it's either going to be strength or dexterity based off of your subclass. When it comes to our feats versus our stats, wisdom is going to be king. Afterwards, a concentration based feat is really good for us. Warcaster or resilient constitution come to mind. Any lineage is going to work really well. However, the ones that increase our mobility stand out as king. Shatterkai, Eladrin, and Tabaxi, for example. As for our equipment, the one thing that I think is a big deal for clerics is your shield is going to be better than any sort of massive weapon. Then we're going to be using either medium or heavy armor, depending on whether we're dex or strength based. And one of the cool things about clerics is we don't have to be holding a spellcasting focus. It just needs to be on our person. And so we can always have a weapon in our offhand. When it comes to subclasses, you do you boo. Clerics are a great chassis. So whichever one sounds most fun is the one you should be picking. When it comes to clerics 1 through 4, clerics really fit into one of two roles. We're either going to be the frontline, more Gish playstyle, or a midline support caster. Some subclasses want to lean you to one side or the other, but honestly, every single subclass can do either job. We're going to come in strong at these early levels. We have a similar AC and a similar damage output to our martial counterparts, but we also come with some of the best damaging spells in the first level section. Inflict Wounds and Guiding Bolt are both phenomenal first level damage spells. On top of that, we have some pretty decent fight winning spells and spells like Bless and Bane. A special shout out needs to go to Spiritual Weapon. When it comes to levels 5 through 9, we shine brighter than anyone else, and that's largely off the back of Spirit Guardians, which is an incredible spell. Now, between Spirit Guardians and Spiritual Weapon, we do great sustained damage. Then you mix that with Inflict Wounds and Guiding Bolt for great burst damage. You're still getting some of the best support spells in the game. The standout, of course, being Revivify, but you also have things like Aura of Vitality, which is a great healing spell. The dream ends from levels 10 through 16. We are never bad. We just never get another power spike the same way we did at level 5. But more than anyone, the support cleric is going to really struggle at these levels. And then we have levels 17 through 20. I would say that we have one of the weakest end game power spikes among the full casters. We get to talk to our god and guarantee that they will intervene once per week. That can be insane. This is really DM dependent. But of course, there's a million ways you can do cleric. This is just something to get you started.